Contenders. Next up on the Contenders or Pretenders Week NFL 6 edition, a team that has been in headlines all week. Fired their head coach, promoted their defensive coordinator to interim head coach, demoted Nathaniel Hackett, and we're still talking about potentially them being a contender in the NFL. And that is one only the New York Football Jets. Right now, the Jets are sitting at 2-3 on this season with a date on Monday with the Buffalo Bills. If/when the New York Jets win this game on Monday Night Football versus the Buffalo Bills, they will be sitting atop of the AFC East. Like I said earlier, the Jets did fire their head coach this week in Robert Saleh and demoted Nathaniel Hackett from offensive coordinator. Now, the Jets do have back-to-back wins in this season over the Titans and Patriots come week 2 and week 3. But since then, they have lost 2 games in a row. To the Broncos in a rainy, stormy day, and then they got beat down by the Minnesota Vikings. Both pretty good teams. Let's just be honest. But the Jets offense right now is ranked 28th. 28th averages 18 points per game and just 286 yards per game, respectively. The defense, however, been holding down the ship. The defense is ranked second in the NFL, giving up 22 points per game with 243 yards, respectively. So, New York Football Jets, guys, are they contenders or are they pretenders? The correct answer that we're going to go with is contenders. They are 157% contenders. Why? Because they got that bad man, Aaron Rodgers. Now, they've gone through a little controversy this week. I would have waited till bye week to fire Robert Saleh or maybe just demote Nathaniel Hackett and see how he went. But it is what it is. But if they beat the Buffalo Bills on Monday, they're sitting on top of the AFC East. A depleted AFC East. The Buffalo Bills going through their injury phase right now. Josh Allen, with a young offensive line, with a young receiving core, can only do so much. Now, come last half of the year, I expect the Buffalo Bills to be a hell of a lot better and still win the East. But the Dolphins, they're done. The Patriots, they're done. But if the Jets do beat the Bills on Monday, they have the Steelers, Patriots, and Texans coming up. They could potentially win 4 games in a row. And if they get hot and stay hot, anything is possible with Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. So, guys, I think the Jets are contenders. I think they're mainly contenders because the AFC East is so weak. I'm going to pull a logic out of Kevin Cummings' chat here. Earlier, Kevin said that the Washington Commanders are contenders because they're going to make the playoffs. I don't care if they're losing. I don't care or whatever. They're going to win the East, and they're going to be a playoff-bound team. And I think the Jets could potentially pull something out of their asses and win the AFC East. So, guys, let me know in the comments below. Are the Jets contenders or pretenders? Matt Henry says Jets, contenders. Matt is saying contenders. And Kevin says the Jets are a joke. John says the Jets are pretenders. John is saying that they're contenders, still a top defense and an offense once they start to click. This is the problem that I have with the Jets, though, right? They're all-pro, best receiver in the NFL, Garrett Wilson. He had all the potential in the world this season. We thought he was going to take off and go to the moon, baby. But he has digressed. Garrett Wilson has definitely taken some steps back. Now, if Garrett Wilson just starts to get on the same page with Aaron Rodgers and they start smoking the doobies again, bada bing, bada boom, it could start to click. They could start to click and have a great season. So I think they're contenders. Kevin says, historically speaking, the teams who fire their head coach usually win the game after. There we go. You're all done? All right, buddy. I love you. Ryan says, so far, it's been pretender heavy. So I'll add to that pile and say the Jets are pretenders. And Kevin says, historically speaking, the team that says once they fire the head coach, the week after, they normally win that game. Also, Kevin and Ryan, historically speaking, usually teams fire their head coach on bye weeks, not in the middle of the week, not a Wednesday. So we'll talk about that. Kevin says Jets are more overrated than the Seahawks. Overhyped for sure. 100% they are overhyped. People had them going to the playoffs and Super Bowl. I still think they're contenders. John says it's it though. They go to the rest of the season on the L wagon. Lose the rest of the season. Okay. Damn. This week, they have been in complete turmoil since the offseason. Not wrong. Ever since Aaron Rodgers went to Egypt during mandatory training camp, I kind of felt the Jets were going to have a bad season. Now, I did say that the Jets were going to finish 7-10 again this season, like the third season, like in a row. I did say the Jets were going to have a bad season. But that doesn't mean they're going to be a winning team still, even though I say they're contenders. I'm taking a playbook out of Kevin. I think they're a playoff team. I think they could win the AFC East still. And that by default makes them contenders. And Kevin says there's them ifs agains. I believe Wayne G said it best. If thems and buts had wets and cuts, I don't remember. Matt says, I got to run. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Bear down, Buckeye Nation. Matt, thank you for joining us, man. But guys, the Jets, are they contenders or are they pretenders? Let us know in the comments below.